Jacksonville Jaguars drafted predominantly defensive players in the 2013 NFL Draft. The one offensive player they did decide to go with will have an interesting fit on their offense because he's a former quarterback making the conversion to running back. Michigan's Denard Robinson played quarterback for much of his career, but he was mostly known as a running threat rather than a passing threat. And the Jaguars hope to capitalize on that rushing threat by making him a slot wide receiver, running back, kick returner at the NFL level. There's a couple of things Robinson does in college that we know will likely lean towards him making the transition to the running back position. And thankfully, he actually did start at running back for a couple games after he had a nerve injury in his throwing arm and couldn't pass the football. The first play that I'd like to look at, he's actually lined up at running back, and this is the Outback Bowl against South Carolina. And Denard Robinson takes the handoff and shows something that a lot of NFL runners need to have to be successful, and that's patience and vision. Robinson lets his blocker set up the play, and despite it looking like there's a big hole to the left, he actually cuts it back inside between his blockers because that actually would not have been a good running lane had he continued left and tried to rely on his speed. Would have been about a 3-yard gain, and instead, because he follows his blockers and lets them set it up, he turns it into a first down. And a lot of young running backs, especially guys who are quarterbacks who have the benefit of running with all the extra blockers, don't do that type of stuff. And a lot of people are concerned about Robinson's size. He's 5'11", 200 pounds, but he's got a thick lower body, so he has a good leg drive. He can break tackles. For instance, on this play, which is just a speed option to the right side, Denard tucks the ball, and he gets small to go between his blockers and pick up the extra yardage and takes on the defensive back in front of him, lowering his shoulder and knocking him back, picking up about 5 extra yards. And as I mentioned, Robinson has a thick lower body. He played quarterback, so he didn't bulk up a lot on his upper body, but he does have the leg drive that you want from an NFL running back. And then the final play we're going to look at from Robinson is a jet sweep, which is what he'll probably do a lot of in the NFL, lining up in the slot, coming in motion. And this play actually shows Robinson's change of direction ability, which is why he's so attractive as an offensive weapon. It looks like South Carolina has the play bottled up, but Robinson actually cuts and accelerates across the grain, turning what looks like maybe a 2-yard gain into a 12-yard gain for a first down. It looks for the Jaguars to use some of these type of plays early on in Robinson's career just to utilize his playmaking ability.